What's up, man? Probably heard my monster open, I bet. What's up, you guys? We are back to finish our prototype build. Here it is. We've got our final pieces put together. I've already put the spacer in that needed to go here. But we're gonna weld the rest of it up today and get this thing really up and moving. I'm super excited for this. So, show you guys what we got going on here right out of the gate. Stochi, my man, what's going on? Let's see what we got here. So, kind of wondering why that isn't working. Your chat should have gone up on there. I'm trying to play around with StreamBot, and I don't exactly understand it. According to this, we should be good to go. Platforms. YouTube. Connected. Okay, so we have that part down. So I'm trying to better chat window on the stream because I feel like the re-chat thing sucked. But your chat is not coming through. I'm not even seeing it here. I did something wrong. Go figure. Like, I don't even see it on this window, so I'm a little confused. I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Am I not connected to YouTube all of a sudden? What the hell happened? Account? Why do I gotta sign in every time? What the shit? Let's see if that works. Maybe that's why. Because it looks like it's only signed in on Twitch, which I'm not quite understanding why. Now it shows it. Let's see if the chat will work. Hey, there it is. There's your LOL, your LOL. Cool. All right. Let's see how that goes. All right. Anyway, so what we got going on here? We did some pretty cool stuff. Let me back that out. Why is that? Oh, I know why. As I go the wrong way. So for this is the throttle set we're going to be using. Again, this is the Gear Falcon TPM. And initially, we had just had the square box up on top. And what I decided to do was do a compression fit. So this box is about 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters or so smaller on each edge. This one here. And if you notice, this tapers down as well. But so now, I put some felt just in the corner there, just sort of, really just to fill the gaps. But when we drop it in, it sits there. Give it a nice compression. Nothing's overstretching. But we get perfect. Push-pull is real easy with these anyway. And these are the ones that have the nice cavaliers on them. But the throttle doesn't move at all. And if I want to pop it out like we're about to do, just take it from the back, push it. Ugh. And if you can handle the incredibly obnoxious, horrible noise, that works out real nice. Then for the GNS 530, again, this is the Sim Builder version. It's got 4 mounting screws that hold the front and rear plate together. And so I'd use these screws. Don't forget your pink fingernail polish to mark your spots. And made tabs on the back. So I think we've just about got our prototype ready to roll, to be honest. Why is that up? That's got to be annoying. Let's do that. Yeah, I bet that felt good in your earballs. But that's okay. They weren't my earballs. They were yours. So, you know, I mean, not that I'm selfish or anything. Maybe a little. Let's close the vertical widget. We're not going to be using the vertical widget. Let me get that off screen. You're setting a bad example. Okay, so what we're going to have now, this goes here like we planned. This is going to be off camber. Going right more or less to there. I'm not sure what we actually made. I think that we were planning on this being way further out than it actually needed to. So I don't even know that we're going to need this anymore. Like if I want to do something like that, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to worry about this piece. I really don't. I mean, we had made it with the intention, I think, of it going here like that. But like I said, I don't know. Because then you have this guy. I know you guys can't see a great angle right now, but that's going to more or less go here. But right now, it would need to go more like here in order to fit. But we get rid of that and pull it to the edge. And we can get a nicer look like that. And I think that's what we're going to go with. I think we're going to do it like this. I think I kind of like that better. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So I'm going to turn this all so you guys can see it. We've already got the welder. Speaking of which, $120 welder. I'll send you guys a link if I remember before the chat's over. $120 welder. I tested out on Amazon. Works really well for this stuff. Because you guys are also going to see the mount that I made to mount the... You guys want to see a disaster? Check this out. What's happening to the world? This is what happens. I get a weed up my ass, and it's like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and just redo everything for really no reason. There is a lot of reasons. I'm going to show you guys what I did later. Hey, Muhammad, how are you, buddy? And let's see here. All right, so let's get that here, and let's just start. I ordered a smooth build plate too, so all the texturing that we get on these, all that texturing you guys can see, we're going to get rid of that when it comes time to print the final product. It's going to be a smooth plate, which if you do decide to vinyl, which I haven't decided if I'm doing or not yet. I'm not going to do it on the prototype. That kind of doesn't make sense. But if you do decide, it'll make the vinyl stick significantly easier. But here we go. And we want to make sure we dig a little bit And if you have any overlapping points, make sure that, like, if you have one side that's higher than the other, make sure that's the side that you push against. And then you'll push that overlapping plastic down into your groove for better adhesion. Oh, there's a huge gap there. I don't know why I didn't think about that. And this is going to be sort of weird. I don't really want to go down on this one, but I guess we're going to. But yeah, this has been a little frustrating. So I also ended up, so on the calipers that we were talking about last time, guys, if you guys decide to do this and you only have 6 or 8 inch calipers, buy a 12. Buy 12-inch calipers. They're like $50 and they're expensive. Buy the 12. I printed 3 different copies of this before I finally said F this. And, dude, I don't know why. I mean, what's up, my brother? I mean, Twitch is better anyway to talk on, but I have no idea why your comments aren't showing up. I can't even fathom. But anyway, get 12-inch calipers. Like I said, mine were about $50. You don't need anything too fancy, but if you try to, what I was initially trying to do is, like, I would go to measure this, because mine were only 6 inches, right? Giggity. So I'd get to like here to maybe like here, right? And so what I do is take the, you know how the ends of the calipers are super sharp. And I would take just like a little mark, right? And then I'd put the other point right in that tiny little groove and think that I can, nah. It missed it 3 different times. The spacer that I decided to use here is actually a failed original design or for the original housing. So it just, save yourself the headache, save yourself the frustration. You want the 6-inch too. I would recommend all 3. I would recommend a 6, an 8, and a 12-inch set of calipers. I will buy 8 inches on payday. Wouldn't it be nice if a man could just say that? I'm just going to go out and buy 8 inches. Sorry, had to go there. I'm in a weird mood today, guys, so be ready for that. But, yeah, it'll save you a lot of headache and frustration. And you'll get more accurate numbers. The other mistake I made on the last print, always remember when you start your calipers out, hit the damn 0 button, because they do wiggle, they do lose calibration. I can't even imagine why it's doing that to you, Adam. It's not me this time, I promise. It's not me, it's you. I've always wanted to say that. Why the girls are the ones that get to say that? Okay, let's turn this. Not really much ASMR today, but let's get that right to the edge. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about that gap right there. I'm just not. And at the very least, not for this prototype. You know, I don't think it's necessary for the prototype. And then once we get it all finalized, I'm going to do a PDF document on how to build it, which is pretty simple. But and then you guys can purchase the STLs on my Patreon shop. And I'm going to start designing a whole bunch of stuff like this. The next thing I was thinking was a better desk mount or roof mount for the WinWing FCUs or FCPs. Thought that'd be kind of cool. And they're not going to be expensive. I'm just thinking, you know, $5, maybe $10. Some of these parts, man, the number of builds it took. Yeah, thanks, man. I am too. And today we're gonna get it all put together today. So at the very least, you guys should be able to see the final concept. We had to make, and so again, this is a prototype, but you're gonna see some nasty markings in here, and I'll show you guys those in a little bit. I basically hit it with a torch, and then had to squeeze it past the screws that are holding on the side panels of the Moza Yoke. And so I was seeing what would happen if I heated it, just because I wanted to sort of get an idea of what it would do, and I was being lazy. But I ended up taking the screws off, which is cool because the screws, they didn't really change the way it was being held on. Like the panel didn't start wiggling or anything like that. So once again, I think that was a little overkill on Moza's part, which is fine. All right, here we go. Damn. I went too far, he went too far. So there's no point in putting that on because we'll have to print it again, yeah! Well, shit. And what did we have this for? That's what that was for. And honestly, that's probably overkill too. I don't think we need that part, now that I'm thinking about it. Like I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think the hardware itself will hold everything in. Alright, so since I'm not using any 3 of these, at least on this build. The other thing that was weird, on the STL last one that we did, this gap didn't exist. And I double checked it. This is the size of what was printed and what we designed. And then when I turned this, there was a difference here too. If I turned it that way, it was too long. So I don't remember why this was here. I mean, I remember what we were trying to do, but I don't know why the measurements are so far off, because this hasn't changed. I don't know. And then obviously on the next build, when we do, we're going to do better monitor slides. Make them a little taller. But let's put this thing together. So, more or less, let the games begin. It got hot. But if anything, that's even better. Look at that. Nice tension fit. No swelling on the sides. I don't have any indication that the seams are popping. And this guy, this one we nailed. Nah, I don't want you to cover your ears. I want you to bear it. Bear that pain. Oh no. It just slides right in there like so. And then when I put the holes through, after I had the initial screw holes in, I took some filament and melted it around it to create threading, and I literally had to thread these screws back out. And if all goes well, I should have to thread them back in. Beautiful. Awesome. My goal is by late tonight, we'll have this in the cockpit. So on that thing, on the big rig over there, what I'm doing, I obviously have a bunch of displays that need power. I have the tablets, I have my phone, I have all kinds of crap. And so I bought a, what is that thing, 10 port? It's literally just a charging base with some 10-foot cables on it. I'm going to set that behind the curtains and everything, so that way everything that I plug up into it has permanent power. I don't have to worry about tripping over 219 cords anymore. There it goes. And then I'm redoing the cables for the USB hubs, making it, I'm going to sort of bind the cables together in groups. You know, the R5 racing wheel versus the flight sim. That way it makes it real easy to swap the configuration in and out. So, show you guys when it's all done. So So we're just putting these nuts go with the GNS 530. This is just in case I'm wrong and the screws aren't as tight as I thought they were, you know. I mean, it's really rare, but I've been wrong before. It was an accident once. Happened only one time, ever. Right. Oh, this guy. Captain Size It is here. What's up, my brother? How are you? Although I'm missing one of the nuts. That's what he said. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I am in a strange freaking mood today. Which I guess is a good thing at the end of the day. For once, I actually feel like there isn't a permanent thunderstorm over my head. We still have this to think about, too. Haven't decided what I want to do here. Not bad. I thought about maybe something like that. The problem is this. Ideally, I mean, it unplugs from both sides. It looks like just a 3.5 jack. So you can probably get any 3.5 and expand it, or extend it. But I was thinking either there, or taking the mount that comes with it, drilling it to the bottom, and having it under here like this. Like a trim wheel would be. You're saying it in the background, I'm saying it in my head. The other thing I printed that was pretty dope were these. They're angle finders, or radius finders. Let's use this one. So they give you the degrees of a radius. So when I reprint this, I'm going to print it with the actual radius in place, so that way it's nice and clean looking. We're going to do radiated corners. It'll look real nice in the final version. But 3D printed. These were easy. Took about 4 hours, but wasn't bad. It's also because I wouldn't bump it up. Oh, I have a prescription ready. Yay, because that's what I care about right now. I hate meds. I hate taking any kind of meds. It doesn't matter what it is. I hate it. I will avoid it like the plague. Okay. Gotta dust it off. I just like rubbing things on me. There's your giggity moment. So now, get in the hole. There's another one for you. Why are you being a bastard? Thank you. All right, you ready for the final one here? Oh. The tendon is killing me, man. It's fucking killing me. Pardon my French. Ah. You guys should see my desk. You should see everything right now. Everything is a disaster in here right now. And it's like driving me a little crazy. That might be why I'm acting so weird. Because it's just today, right? Down all the way. Push it back just a little bit. It's dusty as all shit, but you guys ready for this? tap it, you stupid cable. There you go. What do you guys think? I'm actually not. I am not. And it's A-R, sir. Liar is L-I-A-R. Now who's lying? Yeah? So, I don't like that. That's what we had that spacer there for. Right here. In the back. The other thing I can do is for the next design. This one I'm going to keep going. We're just going to finish it up as is. I want to see it in action. But what we can do with this in the future is bring it down so it sits on the ground. If I had thought about it, I mean, honestly, well, no, separating that would be a bitch. And it would look atrocious trying to separate that now. But, yeah, so other than that flex, which is exactly why we wanted that gap filled, that's not too shabby. And then here, if we wanted to, hell, we could even turn this into something. You know, it'd be kind of cool to put here, like a decal for, and it doesn't matter what aircraft it was to, but like a flaps restriction plate, or a flaps operating plate. That'd be kind of cool just to give it some life. Okay, so let's see. I wonder if I can use, hang on a second, guys. Got a kiddo talking to me. What's up, babe? Not right now. In a little bit. I know. What did I say about whining? What? Sweetheart, you need to learn how to play by yourself. It's okay to be by yourself every now and then. Trust me, it's the story of my life. It's okay. Stop. Especially over a tablet. No, go play. You are almost never alone, so relax. The drift. I got the drift. Okay. So, now let's see what we can do about getting the rest of this assembled. I think that is going to work nice, though. So let's see what... It's exactly why that was supposed to be filled. I knew it was going to do that. Maybe we can cannibalize some of these other parts. Hang on a second. Dude, that fit is perfect. All right, come here, you boat anchor. Ooh. It's a little forward heavy. All right, so we need to put something... I mean, it would work. Yeah, that would be interesting too. That's actually a good idea too. I didn't think about that. The only thing that I was, I guess, slightly concerned with that, now that I'm picturing it, would be if you're rotating the yoke. If we slotted it from underneath, maybe, that would be fine. But if we were talking about on the face, I don't think that would I don't think it's low enough. I think the yoke could impede on it. But anyway, this should work for now. I gotta heat that damn welder back up. But so then after this, we'll get our USB cables again. If I can find them in the abyss. Plug it in. I think I know where the power cord to the Moza is, honestly. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. I'm still missing one of those, too. I gotta find that. I really like how well that turned out, though. I think that's gonna work out well. I want to put a little bit of flex on that right from the get-go. Ow! What do you mean you tried? It's a good idea, dude. Worst case scenario, we could always make something that goes a little bit longer than that. Not yet. And then, oh, so cool part though, you guys can sort of see it on this side. I ordered, it's supposed to be out for delivery right now. I ordered a 7-inch touchscreen. So I know ideally you would typically want it down under here. Oh. Why? Interesting idea, but why? Like just 4 feet under here? Keep it from sliding? Anyway, while you're typing, put a 7-inch touchscreen, and I'm thinking for like a captain side. Ow, son of a bitch. A captain side, like G3000, maybe a GTN 750. On the rare occasion I actually decide to use one. I know that's not where it should be, but I've already got the 530 over here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put this on here right now. I'm just going to put that there right now. I just need it to stop flexing. As long as it can stop flexing, we should be okay. But you know what? It's going to flex from the bottom, not the top. There we go. Problem solved. Yay. Happy camper. That's barely impeding, but worst case scenario, I think I'll probably flatten that out with the welder. I think this will work okay for now. It should stop the flexing because we're going to weld it. If we weld it here and here, it shouldn't be able to move anymore. And actually, we'll put a little tack here too so it connects all 3 points. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If this ancient soldering iron of mine will heat up. It's hot. It heard me. So I want that tight first. And the nice thing is it's not pulling, so I don't have to worry about these seams popping. Because it's trying to compress when we use the controls. It's not trying to pull it. Just the welding is so much fun to do. Like, I kind of get bummed out when I run out of plastic to weld on. Alright, so I'm going to use the welder to flatten this out a bit because it is impeding on our dimensions a little bit, and they were already very close. I don't really care what it looks like right now, but get it all nice and hot, and then we'll sort of use it like a butter knife. And make sure if you guys decide to use your soldering iron, get a set of crappy tips just for this. You are obviously going to cover them in plastic. I mean, the plastic, if you keep it hot, your sponge will work pretty good to... that's the thing. Get a spare sponge for your soldering iron and keep it dry. When you do the plastic, keep it dry. And it does actually a pretty damn good job of taking it off. But as long as it's hot. I'm sitting here cleaning it up like it's not already beat to shit. That actually is pulling, funny enough. But I think for what we're doing, it should be okay. Let me get a little piece of filler, because there's a pretty big gap where it's pulling right there. So give me a second. Oh, hey. Just happen to have a spare piece right here. All right, so we'll finish this up. That'll work. It should. Yeah. That did it. All right, let me get the boat anchor back up here one more time. Oops. This poor yoke, dude, I'm kicking its ass. Alright, here we go again. Let's make sure everything fits. Hot damn. Minor wiggle. And to an extent, that's, you know. But like if you were using it on a desk, like me, I probably have to figure out a way to actually mount it. Because it's going on a motion pit. But even then, like, I don't know. I feel like it would take a lot for this thing to move, but that would probably come forward. So if you're not on a motion platform, you could literally leave it like this. I mean, obviously, hopefully make it prettier, which we will do in the final product, but ow. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to mount it. And I don't think that'll be too hard. But, yeah, not bad. Say we got it, guys. Yeah, nothing Far out. Everything's still right and tight. Dirty, but it's there. So we'll have fully functional 530. Our gauges. I'm kind of excited. Hell yeah. Excelente. Alrighty, well, now what? Now I gotta decide which direction I want to go with this. Let me go to the garage and I'll show you guys what we made to mount that. It's pretty cool. Alright, and so here's what we got to mount. Mind the incredibly ugly welds and design. This is again prototype. But I've got two. So this is going to mount from underneath. And Moza's going to sit on top. And then over on the rig, which way do I have the camera? You can see those two slide rails right there that I made. So this is just going to slide right in. Couple of tension nuts hold it in place, minus the nut that's holding the camera. But it's just going to slide in, put the nut on, lock it in place. This will already be on. Set that on top of it. Wham bam, thank you man, let's go crash into a mountain, you know. But simple stuff. Still fighting, trying to figure out that welder. All right. What time are we at? 45 minutes already? Damn. All right. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to work on finishing. Thanks, 777. Welcome back, buddy. Yeah, we're there, man. We are there. Super stoked about it. But, so I think my next step, unfortunately, at this point, is to get that cluster F done. All the chaos back there. I just had so many cables and so many wires and all the other craziness. Hey, Vet. It's Air Manager, bud. Air Manager 5 specifically is what I'm going to be using now. It's the same thing we're going to be doing. So, again, I have that 7-inch touchscreen, and I'm going to sort of do the same kind of thing. Build a spacer over here, have it come off and down this way. And so that way, you know, obviously camber it off a little bit so it's facing the pilot. And we'll have... I mean, it could really be anything at that point. It could be a GNS or a GNS, a G3000 touchpad. You know, I'm gonna make it so that way you can swap it horizontal or vertical. I know, and I am OCD as F. Like, so for me, it's critical. Like, it's not really. You know how everybody says, "Oh, I'm OCD." No, I'm OCD. And it's just with my bubbles like this right now. It's been like this for 2 days. The chaos behind me, and it's got me twitchy. I find myself having to leave the room and come back a little bit. But yeah, the cable management. See, the problem with the cable management is like when you go to swap configurations, like the way that I need to be able to do, switch from driving, switch to flying, switch from general aviation to go over to combat, you know, with all the other stuff that I have. You know, the next panel that I'm going to be designed to go on the front where those slide rails are is going to be for that full wind wing main instrument panel. Sorry, somebody's pestering me. I'm trying to see who it is. Nobody important. At least not at the moment. So we're going to do that. I'm a little worried about how tall this is for my case because that is so tall. So as you look at that, as you look at the motion pit, the problem with that visual perspective, I know that doesn't look that bad, but the problem is right now it's powered off. So if you look down at it, it's resting on the floor. The second you plug it in, turn it on, it's going to come up. And even with just the Moza on it, the last time that I did it, we were just under the monitors, just under them. So this is going to impede in the monitor field of view this much. So that is something that I have to think about too. But at the same token, I mean, obviously the idea behind this is to replace the instrument panel. And then for lights, for all my light panels, you know, I've got the PU Air Korea still sitting on the top of the roof of the cockpit. So I've got all the lights covered. Like this, I could literally use these for anything I want. They say right now, you know, by default, nav, beacon, strobe. I'm not going to use them for that. It'll probably be battery, you know, probably have your battery, alternators, avionics, maybe fuel pumps. I mean, it's got a fuel pump switch here. The only thing I will say about Moza is, for this particular unit, I wish they had taken a little more time to think about the overall configuration of general aviation cockpits. Because, like, this is all kind of goofy. Like, and then you have the configuration, you know, that changes, or rotor that changes the configuration of all switches, but, yeah. But, like, they sort of, it sort of feels like the lights are okay. Nav, beacon, strobe, but even then, if you're going to go with lights, I wish they had just stuck with lights. Nav, beacon, taxi, landing, strobe, recog, you know. I wish they had, it sort of feels like they just went, yeah, throw that there and see what sticks. The display buttons, I don't know, I'm not crazy about these ones to be honest. Love the landing gear. The flap switch is perfect for what it's supposed to be. But we're going to have flaps over here too. So we're going to figure some, we're going to make this dope though. My brain's going. Can you guys smell it burning? Now that I have these dimensions here, we'll redesign this. We're going to redesign this with the radiuses in the corners. So that way it slides in the way it's supposed to. Get the spacers in so it's nice and clean. I want to do something here. I wish I could find like, and I suppose I could. Might be kind of fun to get like a, I don't know, like a 2 or 3 inch display and put like a Hobbs meter there or something. Just something to fill the void. But I want to have it come flat. I'm going to round all these corners off so it looks a bit nicer. We're going to make the correct slides for that so that way those sit down the way they should. It's really weird. The other panel that I have for here, this monitor slid in perfectly, and I did use the exact same design. So the only thing I can think of is if it's swelled. No, it's used for commercial too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I I think the default panel that pops up is the overhead panel for the A320. So it's going to be pretty epic. And then, funny enough, after that, what I was thinking, the other thing I was thinking is doing a commercial panel next. Using either, probably stick with WinWing, because I have the Wing Flex FCP too, but that thing's beast. It's huge. Height-wise, it's about twice the size of the WinWing FCP. But I'm waiting for the Boeing stuff to get here, but hopefully that'll be here. The only thing I need is the Boeing FCP. I'm more of a Boeing pilot. But this would be fun for a Boeing aircraft, using this for a Boeing. But in the meantime, I do have the... What is that thing? Technically, it's... I mean, we'd be flying first officer side, which I might just design it first officer side. We'll see. But I have the first officer side stick for the Airbus up there that goes on the force feedback AB9 from Moza. We could do a panel with the WinWing MCDU, and then have the... So we could have the FCP have a drop down that the MCDU sits in, with the Airbus sidekick here, or side stick. I think it's called the sidekick is what I called it. That is what they call it. Or left side, however I want to do that. But then we'd have to think about how to incorporate the old honeycomb. The honeycomb is really nice. It sucks for cockpits. It sucks for cockpits. It's so big. And don't get me wrong, like there was nothing they could do about that. It's got to be big for what it does. Giggity. In order to accomplish its goal. Yeah, I have a lot of designs. The more I've been doing this, the more fun it's been. It's going to be pretty dope. So, I think what we're going to do here, guys, is I'm going to call it for now. Get this disaster up and running, hopefully for the night. And if I am faster than I think I'm going to be, giggity, we will... I bet we all say that one. If I'm faster than I think I'm going to be, now you're going to be pretty quick and you know it. And I don't like to cuddle. But we'll hopefully be able to get that thing back where it belongs tonight. And if that's the case, I should be able to get this up and running. And then we'll stream later tonight with it if I manage to finish. But I think I can. I mean, we've already got the gauge panel designed for it. Just a matter of plugging it back in, throwing it in. Maybe a few tweaks, trade out some gauges. But yeah. All right, guys. So I'm going to bounce out of here. I hope you guys are just as excited about this as I am. And, yeah, lies. But anyways... I'll keep you guys posted as the night goes on, so watch for another live stream possibly later this evening. But you guys know the drill. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you guys in the next one.